Hi. I still don't know where the camera is at. Hey guys, welcome back. How you doing? All right. Oh my gosh. Hold on. As always, we are figuring it out as we go. All right. Hey guys, welcome back. How you doing? All right. Welcome back to the house with the witch. So today we're gonna go over chapter 4 of the Hermetica. I hope you've had a great week. I hope the first few chapters have been interesting. I hope it has interested you to pick up the Hermetica for yourself and read a little bit more um, for yourself. I'm super excited and very thankful to have you guys here today. Um, yeah, let's just get into it. All right, sounds good. So let's see. We got the Hermetica, chapter 4. And one thing I didn't mention is I have the Teacher Cornerstone editions um, by Timothy Freak and Peter Grandy. So I think this is like a whole series of types of um, teacher editions. Like, like these guys have a bunch of books like this where they break down like ancient texts or just challenging texts to understand. Because one thing I realized I wasn't looking at and wasn't sharing with you guys was the little introduction each chapter has. Each chapter has a little introduction that kind of breaks down what the chapter is about, and they're very helpful. So let's see. Let's do a little summary together, yeah? So, chapter 1 was the prophecies of Hermes. You remember? Yes, yes. So, in this chapter, Hermes describes the nature of pure philosophy, but laments that in future generations it will become all but lost. All but lost, but not completely lost because we still have it. And it's coming back, right? I feel like more people are waking up and becoming genuinely interested, and it's wonderful. All right, and then chapter 2. In this chapter, Hermes describes a mystical vision of the creation of the cosmos, upon which all his later teachings are based. Okay, so this one talks about the vision Hermes has when God is talking to him. God's talking to him, right? And then um, what I'm understanding is that Hermes or Thoth was meditating, and God is guiding him and talking to him through his meditation. And God asks him at a certain point, "What do you see?" And what he saw was just a pitch darkness. And then from that pitch darkness, all of a sudden, just a burst of light emerging from the darkness. And when God asks, "Do you understand what you saw?" Thoth says, "Yes, I am God, and God is everything." How he understood that from that, I'm not 100% sure. But that's what he got. And I guess it makes sense on a certain level, and I know you feel it. It's the kind of truth that you just feel that you don't really like need a lot of explanation for, you know? All right, so that was chapter 2. Chapter 3. In this chapter, Hermes attempts to describe God, who we've referred to as a tomb. Um, Although God cannot be defined with words, Hermes gives some clues for us to contemplate. Um, so in this chapter, they talk about how a tomb is, our God is a, wait, what is it? That everything in the universe is a thought, and God as the creator is like the all being mind, the all brain is just a big old brain thinking everything. So everything in the universe is God's thoughts. All right. So today we're going to go over chapter 4. Um, and this one is 4. Okay, so chapter 4, contemplate creation. So in this chapter, Hermes teaches us How to see God by contemplating his creation. So, let's read it together. Hold on. I'm going to fix the light real quick because I can't see much around here right now. We had to do some rearranging again, but we figured it out. It's also really hot. I don't know how's the weather where you're at. It's really hot. All right, so chapter 4. In this chapter, Hermes teaches us how to see God by contemplating his creation. When we look at the world only with our physical eyes, God is nowhere to be seen. Okay, so this is the explanation. This isn't the actual chapter. Heads up. So when we look at the world only with our physical eyes, God is nowhere to be seen. But if we look with our thoughts, we see with spiritual understanding. Suddenly, God is everywhere. In this, oh my gosh. In this ecstatic state, everything we see and touch is known to be a part of God. And we understand that God's whole purpose in creating the world was so that through it we could see him. The cosmos is his body, and we can come to know him by contemplating its extraordinary order and beauty. Hermes asks us to consider the constant revolutions of the stars in the night sky and the laws of fate, which he calls necessity, the goodness of everything that has happened and that is happening. Could this all be so perfect without the supreme mind, which maintains such exquisite order? Could it all just be happening accidentally? He reminds us. He reminds us of the marvel of our own birth. Who created us in the womb? Who perfectly crafted the individual details of our bodies? Statues and portraits don't just happen, they are sculpted and painted. Surely, such a work of art as. Oh my gosh. Surely, such a work of art as beautiful and complex as our physical forms must be the work of a master craftsman. The modern view is that we are a creation of the laws of nature. Hermes could not disagree with this. He would simply ask, who decreed these laws? He is trying to return us to a childlike sense of awe in the face of the wonders of life. The world is a miracle, yet we take it for granted. If we take the time to reflect, it becomes obvious that we are surrounded by profound mysteries. The universe is a gigantic work of art, signed by an unknown master. Humble amazement is a prerequisite for coming to know God. All right, so here we go. Chapter 4. Contemplate creation. So ask a tomb to flash a ray of his illumination into your awareness, giving you the power to grasp in thought his sublime being. For the invisible may only be seen with thoughts, which are themselves invisible. If you can't see thoughts, do you expect to see a tomb? Look with your mind, however, and he will appear to you, manifesting himself without reservation throughout the whole universe, so that you may see his image with your eyes and hold it with your two hands. Do you think a tomb is invisible? Don't say that. Nothing is more visible than the tomb. He created all things so that through them you could see him. This is a tomb's great heart, that he manifests himself in everything. Everything can be known, including the insubstantial. Just as mind is known through thoughts, so a tomb is known through his creation. water. Mm-mm. I just took a shower, and my hair is doing crazy things today. All right, all right, all right. Okay. A tomb is all encompassing. A tomb is the all encompassing author in, of entirety. A tomb is the all encompassing author of entirety, weaving everything into the fabric of reality because creation is visible. We can see the Creator, and this is the purpose of His creation. Since He is always creating, He can always be seen. So we should think and marvel and realize that we are blessed with knowing of our Father. To know a tomb's being, hold on. So what I'm understanding is we are free to understand that we are fully blessed simply because we can think. Because if thoughts are God and we can see God with our thoughts, the simple understanding that we're capable of thinking, period, is a reason to be like eternally grateful. Ow, my light's falling asleep. Hold on. Oh. To know a tomb's being, contemplate him in thought. To see him with your eyes, look at the exquisite order of the cosmos, the necessity which governs everything you perceive as goodness of all that has been and that is coming to be. Look at matter filled full with life and see a tomb pulsating with all he contains. We were talking about this last time, I think. Um, Remember in physics when they explain that everything in the universe is vibrating, even solid matter is vibrating, and like its structure is vibrating, like it's not actually a solid object? Um, what if that's because it's breathing and because it's alive and because it's, existing and being? Just saying. Contemplate the cosmos of his ancient body, which is ever prime and new. See the planets circling in eternal time. See the spiritual fire of heavens turned to light by the sun and shed as goodness upon the world. See the ever changing moon which governs birth, growth, and decay. See the constellation of the Bear which never rises or sets, but stays ever fixed point, an axle around which the circle of the zodiac revolves. See the comets, which are called prophet stars, for when some future fate awaits the world, they emerge for a new day. They emerge for a few days from their invisible home below the circle of the sun. Let's read that again. Hold on. See the comets, which are called prophet stars, for when some future fate awaits the world, they emerge for a few days from their invisible home below the circle of the sun. Okay, my bad. Okay, gotcha. who is who is it that maintains such exquisite order? The sun is the greatest god of the heavens, a king to whom all the others pay homage. Yet this mighty god humbly sits to have smaller stars circle above him. Who is it that he obeys with awe? Each star travels its appointed range of space. Why don't all stars run the same course? Why is it who has it? Who is it? Sorry, I have a lot of energy right now. Okay, all right, hold on. Who is it that appointed? Oh my gosh, where are we? Oh my gosh, hold on. Oh snap. Okay. Alright, we're just okay, alright. The sun is the greatest god in the heavens, a king to whom all the others pay homage. Yet his mighty God Yet this mighty God humbly submits to have smaller stars circle above him. Who is it that he obeys with awe? Each star travels its appointed range of space. Why don't all stars run the same course? Who who is it who has assigned to each its place? The bear revolves around herself and carries around with her the whole cosmos. Who is it that appointed her this task? Who is it that fixed the earth and confined the sea within its shores? Someone must be the maker and the master of all this. It couldn't just happen. All order must be created. It is only that which is out of measure, which is accidental. Yet even disorder is subject to the master, who has yet to impose order upon it. If only it were possible to grow wings and soar into the air, poised between the heaven and earth, and would see the solid ground, and flowing rivers, the wandering air, the penetrating fire, the circling stars, and the encompassing heavens. What joy to see all this, borne along by the one impulse to perceive the unmoved mover moving in all that moves. He who is hidden manifests through all his works. Consider for a moment how you were created in the womb. Think of that skillful workmanship and look at the craftsmanship. Who such a beautiful godlike image, who traced the circles of your eyes, who pierced your nostrils, ears, mouth, who stretched your sinews and tied them fast, who built your bones and wrapped your flesh with skin, who separated your fingers and flattened your feet, who shaped your heart and hollowed your lungs, who made your beauty visible and concealed your guts within. How many crafts have been employed, and how many works of art created to form one human being? Statues or portraits don't just happen without a sculptor or painter. Has such a sublime work no creator? Oh my gosh, they're saying we are divine works of art, that we are divine, just pieces of art, that we are ecosystems and solar systems within ourselves. Your whole body is an ecosystem. An ecosystem are different living organisms, different living things that can work and live, that must work and live together to survive, to live. Like the jungle is a whole ecosystem. There are certain plants and wildlife that work together to sustain each other. And that's why, like, cutting down the rainforest is not the best idea. Same thing, I don't know, anywhere. It's all an ecosystem. But your body's an ecosystem because your heart works with your lungs, works with your everything else. You know what I mean? All right. So I really enjoy this chapter because like we're saying, like it's kind of hitting it on the head. It's saying like you are a god. You are God. You are the universe. You're all that. My gosh. You are the world. So this is the first card that came out for us today. So the world card. Um So we're asking, what's the underlining message that Thoth and the creator and Atum wants us to take away from this chapter? And what I'm getting is that everything is connected. Everything is itself. Everything is each other. There is no separation between anything because God is everything. So I'm God. The space between this, this and this is God. This camera is God. The wiring inside of it, the electricity inside of it is God. You understand? Everything. Tout le monde. The whole world. It's coming together. Everything comes together, right? To create the one. Oh my gosh. All right. What else? What else do you want to share about this chapter? Attuned thoughts. What can you tell us? What do you want us to know? What do we need to know from this chapter to help us move along in our mission? That you are the one that brings the magic to the situation. You're the party. You're the energy. You're the fire. You're the ignition and the flame and the bag of chips. Like, you are the reason why we're here. like you're the reason why we have this party going on, type thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. But you're the one that creates life. Because you are a creation, your exo de facto purpose, like your purpose by default, is to create. And you're the one that does that. Yeah. Yeah. You're the one that creates. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And you're the one that's able to make magic happen in your family relationships, in your romantic relationships, in your personal relationships, your business relationships, your um, school relationships, your peers and your colleagues, and all that good stuff. You're the one that brings harmony, and you're the one that brings joy if you choose to do so. If you don't choose to do so, then you're either choosing not to bring joy, or you're choosing to just, hope for the best and we'll see what happens. And you're just letting things kind of happen for you. Those are your options. What you consciously choose to be the light and to be the solution and to be the change that you want to see and to be that representative of God everywhere that you want to see, everywhere that you are. Yes, yes, yes. Bring bring God with you everywhere you go. Bring God with you. Like, you wear God. Like, be this lady pulling up with a cloak of God wrapped around your body. Like, be the person that has the great stories and ends them by, and has no other alternative but ending those stories, but by saying, but God. XYZ happened, but God. Or XYZ happened because of God. XYZ happened thanks to God. You understand what I'm saying? Like, be that person. That's what we're being asked to do. Like, put that cloak on. Because we're being given that cloak right now. Thank you. 100% cotton. um, and just be the light, honey. Just be the light. Being the light isn't something that you need to, like, physically do, or it's not something that you do. It's just something that you are. And it's just something that you be. Okay? I know you know what I mean. All right? So do that. ¿Qué más, mi amor? The way you identify and cultivate and pinpoint that energy within you is by meditating. Okay, yes, 100% is by meditating, is by sitting with yourself, by journaling, by walking out in nature. Um, and it's okay, it's meditate. Meditate, and there's a moment, I don't know who else has experienced this, but in my meditations, there's a moment where I can really take a step back and notice that where I've come from, notice where I'm coming from, like notice where my thoughts are, where my just state of being is at, and I can see that, and then I can see just like space and just like clear, empty, like light, and I can feel the feeling of like an open abyss. You know what I mean? Like it just being like a big open cave. And my meditation gets good when I jump into that abyss and just like, just fly and flow and soar and just be. Okay, so I think, I don't know if I had to just talk that out, but sources saying work on that. Just take the risk, take the flight, just take the leap of faith, take the jump, soar. Or maybe I'm supposed to tell you this because maybe you've noticed that in your meditation and you weren't sure. So yeah, make the jump. And what I'm understanding is that that moment is a moment of creation because you are at a point and there is change, there's flux, there is alteration, there's fine tuning, there is distance, there is space created between what was and what is possible. That dynamic, that energy is yin and yang, is order and chaos. That is creation and stagnancy. And understand that that is what God did to create the universe. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. We got the sun. We got the sun. I know it sounds super corny. I don't know if anyone gets annoyed by it, but like, be the light, be the light, be the light. um, I feel like some people don't experience literal understanding of what that means, um, which is why I feel like a lot of people shy away from meditating or meditation or just looking within or considering themselves to be the light because they're just like, what do you mean I'm the light? I'm a human being. I'm flesh and bones. Like, I'm not light. That's a light. How am I a light? That's a great question. I wish I had a specific direct answer for you. The best thing I can come up with is close your eyes and rub your eyes for like 2 seconds and tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. I don't, or just close your eyes. Don't even rub them. What do you see? You don't see pitch black. You don't close your eyes and see just pitch black. It's not like drawing the curtains, like blackout curtains, or like putting an eye mask on, or like putting like a physical block in front of a light fixture. That doesn't happen. You close your eyes and you see light. I don't know if it's your veins behind your like eyelids. I don't know what it is, but I see green and purple lights. Like I just see like low lines, and like to me it makes sense that it would be like my veins and my arteries. I don't know if you have that many veins and arteries right there on your eyelids, but it's what I see. And the more I focus in on those lights specifically and try to find a focal point and try to find like one dot to focus in on, I mean I feel better after doing that for a few minutes. So I mean, hopefully you do too. Hopefully you feel inspired to do so. What do you guys do when you meditate? For a long time I didn't think I was doing it right. I still don't think I'm, well, I think I'm doing it better now. Okay, well, I don't know if that came upside down, or I want to say it came upside down and I flipped it. I don't remember. But life, just life and chaos, and how God is still the chaos. Because tell me, okay, tell me you don't meet God when you decide to focus on the light in a very chaotic moment in your life. Tell me you don't meet God in that. You can't tell me otherwise. God is more than the physical, is what we're being asked to emphasize right now with this card right here. God is more than just the physical. God is not even, oh my gosh. God's in everything. I don't know how else to say this. I feel like we're just saying the same thing over and over again. Honey. Okay. Okay. God is everything. God is everything physical. God is everything ethereal. God is everything in between. God is the creation of the creations. God is not a guy in a white robe with a long white beard sitting on a throne of clouds, looking down at planet Earth, judging everyone, planning to send them to hell or bringing them up to the clouds. God is not that. Sorry, I was giving the divine attitude, so I got some attitude with that response. Pardon, excusez-moi. All right. Okay. All right. So God is not a dude sitting up in the heavens watching planet Earth, just judging if we're following the 10 Commandments or not. Okay? Let's just put it that way. I'm being asked to talk about what heaven and hell are. Do you guys remember? I don't know if it was the Russians. I think it was like a Russian clinical psychologist. I don't remember his name. He said, or was it someone? Was it Einstein? who said, whether you think you're wrong or you think you're right, you're correct. What that quote really boils down to mean is, if you can think it, if you believe it, it's true. Whatever you say goes. Like, you're the creator of your own reality. Like, you call the shots. Like, if you say you can climb that mountain, you climb that mountain. You say you can't climb that mountain, you can't climb that mountain. It's just how it is. Um, okay. Okay. All right. Continuing, or yeah, continuing on the idea that everything in the universe is a thought within a mind. The concept of being in either heaven or earth, heaven or hell, is a belief. It's just a thought. It's just a decision to believe one thing over the other. It's that simple. And you might be thinking, like, Jay, no, I went to catechism. I went to my Bible class, and they told me heaven is this beautiful garden up in heaven, up in the sky, that I'll get to go to if I don't do any of these things and these things and these things. And if I do any of these things, I better have done it with only the purest of intentions. Otherwise, I'm not getting it. And I learned in catechism, Jay, I learned that hell, it's super hot. It's underground. It's basically in a furnace. It's a freaking fire. Like, I don't want to go there. They're torturing people. They're stabbing each other with pokey things. Like, it just doesn't sound cool. I learned about this in catechism, and it's not where I want to be. I hear you. I also went to catechisms. But continuing on the idea that the whole universe is a thought within a mind. What if our experience of being in heaven or earth is just within our mind? And what if we don't have to wait till we die to be in heaven or in hell? That planet Earth has it all for you, baby. Whether you want to be in heaven or you want to be in hell, you got it right here for you, sweetheart. Like, take your pick. And it boils down to what your perception is. Is your perception a perception of growth and expansion and of light? Or is it of death and stagnation and density and depression? You know what I mean? I know you do. I know you know what I mean. Because I just scratched my nose. That was confirmation. Because if you go around the world judging people on how they look, on how they talk, on what they wear, what they like, or you go around the world disrespecting people and calling people rude names just for the fun of it, and doing mean things to people just for the fun of it. Isn't that hell on earth? Because the interactions that you're creating for yourself in your day to day are probably going to be very dense, are probably going to be very uncomfortable for you and for the person that you're interacting with. Like, you can say that you're dark humor or blah, 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 all you want, but at the end of the day, you're probably pissed off that you didn't make a friend and that you didn't have a good experience, or that you didn't have a good conversation. But if you happen to go around the world looking at the half glass full, at looking at giving people benefit of the doubt, at looking at just the brighter side of anything, isn't that heaven on earth? Because people will want to work with you if they see that you're solution oriented. Um, Opportunities open up for you because you are life, focused. So how is that not heaven on earth? Okay. We're being asked to like let ourselves off the hook when it comes to what it means to live righteously, or what it means to live, yeah, a life hand in hand with God. We're being asked to redefine what that means, because it's not uh, feast days and the Ten Commandments and the saint days and holy worship days and paying your tithes and joining the ministries and you know what I'm saying? It's more than all that. It's more. It's so much more, and we're being asked to redefine it. The reason why I call this channel House Switch is because I personally struggle with putting like an umbrella over all this information. But a way I have been able to reconcile and kind of just not lump everything together, but kind of find like, I guess, a topic or like a subject to sew all this information together with. It's just, I can only refer it to witchcraft or like witchetry or like white magic, or well, just magic really. But you know, what kind of magic you practice is a personal preference. All right, cool. Um, where am I going with this? Because um, there's a lot of different types of witchcraft and different types of magic you can practice, and it all comes from the one. It all comes from the source. It all comes from the one being. How you use it or what kind you're using depends on what you're looking to accomplish, what you're, you know, what you're about and what you're trying to do. All right, you reap what you sow is all I'm gonna say. um, oh my gosh, hold on. There's a point to this. I studied Wicca for a little bit. Well, I guess it's ongoing because it's something that could just be incorporated into your, just your everything, kind of like any other subject, like math and anatomy and grammar. And there's a key principle in Wicca out of like the different books that I've read on it. Um, and just to confirm this, because it all says the same thing, that the only basic rule in Wicca is as to do what you will. As long as you're hurting no one, do what you will. And that seems like such a loosey goosey rule compared to like all the rules Christianity or, you know, Muslim or, even Buddhists follow. It's a lot loosier goosier. But personally, I think it's a lot stricter because to harm no one and to do what you will, like is kind of a tall order because you genuinely have to not hurt anyone in the things that you do, including yourself, including your connection with God, and then everyone else. And you know what I mean? So you have to be very self-disciplined and very honest and very kind to yourself, because that type of freedom can, get you into some trouble. Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm a foodie, so I'm thinking about food. So I'm also hungry. It's dinner time. um if you were to do that kind of rule and apply it to food, you can go eat all the French fries that Carl's Jr. will serve you. I'm thinking about those Crisp cut fries. You know what I'm saying? So good. um, and I could say, well, hey, I'm not hurting any animals because this is a potato. I didn't have to cook, so I'm not hurting my effort. um, you can also say, like, I don't know. It's a okay, whatever. We said those things. It's a potato. We're not hurting any animals. It's low maintenance food. Like, we're not hurting anyone. But the reality is you are hurting yourself eating, deep fried potatoes that probably aren't organic, in probably dirtier oil than you would prefer, and with salt missing all the minerals because it's probably table salt that they're using, not like Celtic salt or sea salt. And it's probably not like a nice, clean, hearty local potato. And you're probably eating a lot. So to do what you will and to not hurt anyone is a little more challenging than you might think, because you really have to make sure you're not hurting anyone, especially yourself. And I feel like a lot of folks might want to be like, well, I'm not, stabbing anyone in the face by eating a bunch of potato fries. Like, who am I hurting? But, you're hurting your own health, which will affect your local, you know, uh, uh, center, your, I'm thinking of a Spanish word, vínculo, like the people that are around you, your community, like your immediate community. It's going to affect that. It's going to affect your work because maybe you're a little more sluggish or a little more pissed off or what have you. Right? Right. All right. I just hear music, so I think we got it. All right. Do you guys wake up singing music or singing songs? I hope you guys do. It's a really nice way to wake up. Um, Sometimes I just, like, in the middle of the night I start hearing a song and I just start singing it and dancing, and I just wake up singing and dancing, so I'm not pissed off whatsoever. All right. But come to God, embrace your inner God and channel your inner godliness and cultivate your inner godliness by leaning on that, on your gentle nature. On your gentle nature. I feel like a lot of folks get apprehensive when it comes to being vulnerable with their feelings and honest in that, in communicating that. A lot of times, because I feel like people think that they're going to be the only one doing that type of, uh, confessing, that type of opening up. But the thing is you might be the only one that does that. That's a very realist. That's a strong reality because it just is. But if you keep on doing it, what if eventually you create this momentum and this freedom and this vibration and this feeling and this space that invites that type of honest communication? And what if you do it so consistently and so determinedly that you just create a vibe for yourself? You just create something that God kind of takes over for you, that allows you to just express yourself in that gentle, soft, warm way. Like, why not? Like, what if you've already tried uh, bullying yourself to success or to your spiritual growth? Enough already. What if you tried that enough already? And it's time for you to embrace that inner strength of yours. That strength that is so soft and sweet that it makes lions sweet, docile kittens. What could you do with that type of energy? What kind of beautiful things would you be able to create with that kind of energy? You'd be able to create the most loving and most heart enriching, most life bringing, most familial, most warm, most hearth esque, the most beautiful environment. What if you create that? What if you create it? Hmm? Dare to ask yourself, what if I create such a beautiful life for myself that I just enjoy it? Sweet. All right, closing message, my love, on chapter 4, please. This was so much fun. This was really good. Oh my gosh, this card makes me cry, honestly. Go into the church. So the Five of Pentacles talks to us about going to God, coming to God and asking God for help and for clarity and to be our partner in crime and to have our back and to ease the tension in our lives and to answer the questions that we have asking and to fulfill the needs that we have pending. To go into the church, don't be the guy that just sees the warm light from the church and keeps walking in the snow all barefoot. You know, like, oh my gosh, it's okay to enjoy enjoyment. If you like something, it's okay that you like it. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, my own personal traumas. But yeah, go into the church, ask God for help. I've also maybe think of God as Jiminy Cricket. That's helped me before because sometimes it's kind of challenging to decipher. Like, okay, I'm understanding that God is within me and that I can hear God, but like, where is God? Like, I'm hearing all these different types of voices saying different types of things. Like, who is God? And the best way I can um, describe him is it's the Jiminy Cricket within you, that conscious within you that wants to live in heaven and wants to choose the lighter path, that wants to choose the lighter behavior and thought patterns and emotions and and just feel better. If you feel like there are a lot of voices in your head talking to you, it's because there are. All right. um, for the most part, you got your body talking to you, your heart talking to you, your mind talking to you, and you got yourself talking to you. All right. So that's a lot of conversations. That's at least 4 conversations in your noodle going on at the same time. And I don't know about you, but sometimes it's a lot. You're so they're not actually talking to you, right? They're not like literally just having like a conversation like you and I are having a conversation, but your body, your mind, your heart, and your consciousness is sending information to your brain, and your brain is interpreting it as a conversation. So be aware of that, and you know that now. Woohoo. All right, so take a breath. You weren't completely crazy. Your body is telling you things like, yo, I want to go to sleep. I'm ready for a nap. Hey, I want a snack. I need some hydration. I need some exercise. I need some TLC. I need some sun. I need some water. I need a pool. Fill in the blank. And then your mind is telling you, this is the thought I'm thinking about. This is the thought I'm thinking about. This is the thought I'm thinking about. All right? Realize, okay? Okay. And then your heart is telling you, I feel this about this person, about this situation. I'm sensing this about this environment, about this situation, about this opportunity. And then there's your consciousness. And your consciousness is usually like, oh my gosh, what was I supposed to do next? Oh my gosh, wait, what? What was next? What was I supposed to do? Where do I go first? Where do I go first? All right. So if you're in that type of situation, just sit down, take 10 intentional breaths. Honestly, one will be enough. But if you can get to 10, that'd be great. If you can get to 100, that'd be great. If you can get to 0 from 100, counting backwards by twos, that's even better. And then when you're able to quiet down, ask yourself, who really needs my attention first? And you'll get a response. My body just responded and it said it needed water. And a nap. I'm ready for bed. I don't know about y'all, but I could sleep like 14 hours, 16 hours. It makes my day. It's like, oh my gosh, it's all I dream about. In another world, in another life, I was a cat, and I'm still a cat. I could sleep for days. I could sleep for a whole week straight right now. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you found this informative, enjoyable, and enlightening. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I'll see you next time. I love you. Be safe. Have fun. Bye.